Alright, hello people, and welcome to Season 26. Now, it's not quite time to start up yet. It's starts up 8 o'clock Eastern, which is what time I'm in. I'm in the Eastern time zone. It's only 6:44 right now, so I still got a little while. But it's good to prepare a little bit ahead of time. I'm going to just go over some of my startup strategies. I'm going to go over them now rather than wait until 8 o'clock to go over them. So, yeah, Season 26, I'm going to be playing the Necromancer. I'm hoping that it's going to be a fun build, fun class to play. It looks like there's going to be at least 2 builds that are going to be pretty good. There's going to be the Rathma Army of the Dead build and a Corpse Explosion build. I have not played the Corpse Explosion at all. I played Rathma a little bit, not a lot. I played it a little bit here off season. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty fun, pretty powerful. I don't know how well. It doesn't look like Bone Spear is going to be doing all that well. I was going to try and play that build, but I had forgot that a couple seasons ago they really reduced the overall damage of the Bone Spear build. So I don't think I'm going to be playing that very much. Going to be starting off with Pestilence. That's going to be the first greenie set that I'll probably be getting with Hadrig's Gift. So I guess that'll be Corpse Lance is what I'll be using at first once I get that. But so yeah, Season 26. No real buffs or anything this season, but they got a new, and this is the reason why I'm hopefully going to be enjoying this season. They've got the new Rift, new Greater. I don't even know if it's a Greater Rift or not, but it's, let me turn down my phone here. Looks like something that's going to be challenging. It's supposed to get more and more and more powerful. Difficult as you progress through it until finally I guess you just can't do it anymore. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I didn't play the PTR, but hopefully it's fun, and the reward that you get, which I'm not too crazy about this reward, but it's basically something like a legendary gem where you can augment an item. That could mean that the season's going to be an early season for me, because generally once I augment my builds and my items and so forth, and I get as about a high Greater Rift as I can, usually that's about it for me in a season. Last season was kind of like that because you could use the shards to augment your items. Well, once I had a bunch of shards and I augmented my items, I felt like that was kind of it for me. I didn't really want to do much else with the game, which I guess is kind of good. Usually you have to level up a whole bunch of all of your legendary gems to be able to augment. And that usually takes a good portion of the season. But with how many shards dropped last season, and you could use those to augment your items to level 125, it was like, well, the only thing holding me back was not having enough of the regular yellow gems to augment my items with. But even those can drop pretty fast if you if you give your follower Broken Crown, you'll get plenty of gems that way. But whatever, it is what it is. We'll see if that happens this season, because that's what I guess the reward for doing those new challenging rifts is going to be. Is you're going to get those things to level to augment your items with. Also, one other slight change this season, and this is kind of on a sad note, but this person here, Drow Mage. Normally I play with him at least partially during the season, but we had a little falling out today, actually. I don't really understand it. We were talking about Diablo, of all things, and I was at work, and he was sending me a bunch of messages about something he was talking about in the game, but I guess I must have missed one of the messages that he'd sent. And since I didn't see that message, a lot of the stuff that he was saying I just didn't agree with. And so I was just kind of giving him my opinion, and I was, saying, well, I think it's going to be this way. I think it's going to be this way. So at one point, he just got really upset with me and said something like, he feels like he's talking to himself. He thinks I'm just arguing with myself. He doesn't know why he's bothered talking to me, because he was saying exactly what I was saying. He said it like 4 times, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. No, I didn't think that's what he was saying. I thought he was talking about something else. So I went back and looked, and of the, 50 messages or whatever he sent, little itty bitty messages here and there was one that he sent. I guess I just must have missed it. But if I had seen that message, I would have seen what he was actually talking about. And there wouldn't have been any confusion. But, and I tried to explain it to him, but I don't know. He just went way overboard on how hard he took it. And he just said he didn't want to talk to me for the rest of the season. And who knows, maybe it's the permanent end of a friendship. We've been friends since, 7th grade or whatever. To be 100% honest, though, it might actually be a good thing for me. In many ways, I mean, he makes some dog shit builds. Sorry about my language there, but I mean, he can't make a good build to save his life, and I try and give him suggestions here and there, but he never believes me. But yet he'll go in and he'll play in a public game, and he'll meet some people in his gore group or whatever, and they'll tell him the same things that I told him, but he'll believe them. But he won't believe me, and he'll come back saying, oh, well, this person so-and-so helped me with my build, and they ended up telling him the same exact thing I said, but he believes them. Either way, you know what? All right, I'm done. I'm done, and I guess that's just how it is. I just don't think it's worth like ending a friendship or whatever over a misunderstanding. Especially texting, and I'm at work. I'm just glancing at these messages while I'm at work. Over a misunderstanding, why do all that? I don't know. But if that's what he wants to do, I guess I'm good. And so be it. That's life. Sometimes things like that happen. So moving on. So yeah, I'm gonna be. Let's start right up here, and I'm gonna display this. I'm just gonna go over some of my strategies I use in the beginning of every season. Let's see if I can display it right here. Okay, so let's just go over them. So the first thing you do, very first thing that you gotta do, create a seasonal character. That may seem obvious, but if you miss that step, it might hurt you in the next step. Create a seasonal character. Choose your pet. Your pet is important. Choose your follower. Okay, the next thing is to do a challenge rift. Make sure you do that after you create your seasonal character. I don't know for 100% certain if that really matters, but I don't want to test it. You want to make sure that the reward for the challenge rift goes to your seasonal character. It doesn't go to your off-season character. If it does go to your off-season character, you're going to be really hurting for until you get up to 70th level, basically. It's going to take you a lot longer than what it would. So yeah, you got to do that challenge rift, and you've got to get the reward that comes with it, which is the treasure chest thingy. Then we're going to be getting Kanai's cube. We're going to be using the crafting materials from the treasure chest from the challenge rift to create a legendary item, and we're going to put that legendary item in our cube. You can't do that if you haven't done the challenge rift. You won't have enough crafting materials to be able to do that. So you got to do that challenge rift. Then maybe you can roll blood shards. I don't generally roll blood shards. I usually save them until the very end, but some people do that right away. One of the things that also you should do right away, and I made this mistake 2 seasons ago, craft a 70th level weapon. Two-handed axe is usually what they say is best, or if you're a missile, use a bow. A 70th level weapon, but you're going to go to the enchantress to get the reduced level requirement. So it's going to be a 70th level item, but you're going to try and get a reduced level requirement as close to 30 as possible, so that, is it 30 or 40? Anyways, you want to try and get the maximum, so that once you hit that level, whatever it ends up being, you'll be using a 70th level item. And that is a huge advantage. You're going to be doing massive damage when you do that, when you're using that 70th level weapon at whatever. I think it's going to be 40th level is when, I think it goes up to 30th level. So you can, at 40th level, using a 70th level weapon. Okay, and then right after you do that, now you're still at first level or so. You've got Kanai's Cube. You created your legendary item. You crafted your 70th level. Now you can't use it because you're only like first level or whatever. So at that point, you're going to change the difficulty to Master. And you want to keep it on Master difficulty. You might be able to bump it up one more depending upon what you get for your legendary item. But usually Master is pretty good. I'll have to wait and see how it goes. After you've changed it to Master difficulty, if that's what you choose to do, you're going to go after a boss bounty, which is usually one of the Act 2 bosses, either Magda or the other guy there. What's his face? I can't think of his name. Zoltan Cool. The only reason why to start with them is because if they are part of a bounty and you kill them, they'll have a treasure chest there. And usually you get some pretty good yellow items to start off with from doing that boss bounty. Not necessarily that necessary, because those items aren't going to be all that great for all too long. So you could probably just skip that, probably, if you really wanted to. After you do that, lower it down to hard, or if you've got a really good item in your cube, maybe you could keep it on Master. Like I said, I'm gonna see how it goes. But after you've done that, after you've lowered the difficulty, you've done the boss bounty, at that point it's just farming the Halls of Agony level 3, Fields of Misery, and the area right outside of Tristram, I found is also pretty good. These 3 areas usually have a good number of creatures in them, so you can usually have a higher chance of getting masker bonuses for bonuses to your experience. And I've just found that those 3 areas, you just farm them. You go to one, and then you do the next one, and then you do the next one, and then you exit out of the game and start up a new game. And you basically just keep doing that until you reach 70th level, actually. Some people claim that Nephilim Rifts are the way to go. I just have not had any kind of good success from Nephilim Rifts. You don't get the masker bonuses, and it just seems like, to me, it just seems slower. The only reason why the only advantage I can think of doing Nephilim Rifts is if farming these 3 is just too boring for you. If these 3 areas are just too boring for you and you just want more variety, okay, do Nephilim Rifts. But as far as and maybe, I'm not even sure about this, but maybe the drop rate for items is better in Nephilim Rifts. I don't know that either. But I've just found with the masker bonuses that you get from farming those 3 areas, I've just found that this is the better way to go, and this is what I'll be doing today. Other little tips and tricks, as soon as you get a helm with a socket and you get a ruby, put that ruby right in there for a pretty good bonus to your experience points. At level 8, at level 8 is when you want to craft a 2-handed axe or a bow, depending upon what you're playing. and recraft every 5 to 6 levels up there. And if you look at the drop down list that comes up, it'll basically tell you when a new two-handed axe or bow is now available to be used, and it's based upon your level, obviously. And as long as you get the crafting materials. Now, what I did 2 seasons ago, which messed this up, is I did not craft my 70th level weapon with the reduced level requirement at the beginning. I said, I'll do that later. Well, guess what? I did this basically so much that once I got to that 40th level, I didn't have enough crafting materials to be able to make this item. And I was so pissed off. I'll take that back. I made it. I made the item, but when I went to go put the reduced level requirement in it, I couldn't get it. It wouldn't roll. And I'm looking and I'm saying, what is going on? It just wouldn't roll. I couldn't get the level requirement, and I ended up just using up all of my crafting materials. And I had this great 70th level weapon, but it was at 70th level, and I couldn't use it because I was 40th level. And I don't think I actually got a reduced level requirement for it until, I don't know, it was about 60th level or so. When I was finally able to roll it with some sort of level reduced level requirement. But by that time, it's almost too late. This 70th level weapon starts to become almost irrelevant around level 65, 66, because then it's not that big of an advantage anymore. So yeah, but anyways, at level 8, craft your first two-handed axe or bow and recraft every few levels after that. The bonus damage rings and amulets becomes available around 10 to 15th level, so get those when they become available. Look for cursed chest events. Those are usually pretty good experience point rewards attached to them. As an option, you can do bounties at level 24 for either the Born or the Cane sets, if that's something that you'd be interested in. I've not done that. I'm not sure how advantageous that will be to do that. You go up in levels so fast that these level 24 greenie sets aren't going to be all that helpful very long. Right? So, to me, it's just, if you're trying to get to 70th level, just farm these areas. I forget what the name of the other area is. It's right outside of Tristram. When you go up the upper left and you get out of there, it's usually got a whole bunch of zombies in there. Or do the Nephilim Rifts if you just want a little bit more variety, but I think it's going to cause you to take a little bit longer. So down here, okay, and you can pause. This is just some information I think I pulled off of the internet regarding, you can pause it here if you want to just take a look at this. These are basically, when you go to put an item in your cube at the very beginning, what item are you going to put in your cube? Basically, you want to put one in your cube that is going to help you at first level. The Necromancer, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the Demon Hunter, those are the only two classes that have a 100% chance of getting a useful item to put in the cube. I know for the Necromancer, it's a two-handed Sith, but for the Demon Hunter, I believe it's a dagger. I think there are only 2 daggers, legendary daggers, for the Demon Hunter, and both of them are good to go in there. All the other classes, I think, like, let's say for the Wizard, which I played last season, I think there are 10 legendary one-handed wands. But only 3 or 4 of them are any use to you. All the rest of them have no use as far as going into the cube. So you've only got about 30 or 40% chance, as a wizard, for example, of getting a useful item to put in the cube. Okay, this doesn't really exactly say. I thought it said. Okay. So this right here, these are examples of what to craft. A barbarian, two-handed mighty weapon. So you've got these here that it could be the Fury. If you're a Crusader, you want to do a one-handed flail. Demon Hunter, craft a level 70 dagger to obtain either Carlay's Point or Lord Greenstone's right here. Demon Hunters are excellent at this strategy since they only have 2 daggers and they're both great for leveling. So Demon Hunter is good for that. And the Necromancer is the same way, which is what we're going to be doing. So you're going to obtain either the Blood-Tide Blade, Maltorius Petrified Spike. I don't know why it's twice there. Nair's Black Death or Rillane's Shadowhook. So Necromancers are excellent at this strategy also since they only have 4 two-handed Siths and they're all great for leveling. So that's what we'll be doing. But that'll be later. That'll be in the next video. For now, I am going to do the Challenge Rift. Now, I'm not going to complete it. I just want to get an idea of how to play it. It is a it's a Witch Doctor. Okay. Here it is right here. Now, fortunately, I have experience with the Witch Doctor. So it's Jade Harvester. I know how to play Jade Harvester. And what I recommend doing is before the season actually starts, go in and complete the Challenge Rift up until the point you kill the Rift Guardian. Do not kill the Rift Guardian. Don't actually complete the Great Rift. Just see how it flows. See what you need to do to win. If you wait until the season actually starts and you haven't played the Challenge Rift, you might go in there with no idea how to play it, and it might take you. And this happened to me a couple seasons ago. It was a Demon Hunter. I don't have any experience with Demon Hunters. And man, I could not beat the Greater Rift. I couldn't beat it. I was so pissed. I was spending tons of time on it because I had no idea how to play it. Until I started learning how to play it. Now, once I learned how to play it, and once I realized that I was doing a few things wrong, then it started to become easier. But it took me like 45 minutes or whatever to learn how to play it. And so I wasted all that time. If you get all that out of the way now, before the season starts, learn how to play it, it'll save you tons of time once the season actually starts. You'll just be able to go in there, do the rift in the 5-6 minutes that it takes, and you're done. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now, I don't even know if I would need to do that here because I already know how to play Jade Harvester. But you never know. Sometimes they set these things up to where it's not set up very well. A lot of times they'll throw items in here, like for instance this one here and this one here. These, I can already tell that these items here are virtually meaningless in this build. So there's no reason to have them. So it's a good idea to go in ahead of time, play the rift, just do not actually complete it. Now, if you accidentally complete it, the reward, since you don't have a seasonal character, I believe the reward will go to your off-season character. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I believe that's what will happen, and your seasonal character will not get it. You don't want that. You want your seasonal character to get this. So make sure that if you practice in the Challenge Rift before the season starts, just don't kill the Rift Guardian. So let's go in, and I'm just going to do as much as I can. I think I know how to play it. I'm not sure if my hotkeys will be set up. So what do I got? Okay, so it's Haunt and it's Soul Harvest. So you gotta haunt your enemies, and then you gotta hit Soul Harvest. And that's what's gonna do the damage. This is defensive. That's, okay, that'll be a little bit offensive. This is cool because this one here allows you basically just to go and walk. Keep walking until you get to the next elite. You can just stay in this form. Unfortunately, they don't give you the good one. There's one in there that basically doubles your movement speed. They didn't give you that one. Oh, sorry. This will help out a little bit too. This will be a good damage dealer. Not as good as the Haunt, but they're both pretty good. So I'm just gonna go in and practice.
Remember that a different path will yield different results.
Wanted to fight some of these.
Ready? Let's just find the next elite. Basically, usually how you win. You can also kind of get used to the map. See how well the map flows. See where everything are, where pylons are. This is... You know, all this stuff is stuff I want to learn now. I don't want to learn this later. I did read that they made a change to where these things might be worth killing. Usually you don't want to bother killing these things. Oops. Okay. Then that happened. So let's exit out. Maybe I just gotta kill things as I go. I did read, and I don't know if it's gonna apply to this, but I did read. I think you get more value from killing these guys here. So maybe that's what I gotta do. Maybe I gotta kill them little guys. Let's try that. Let's try that strategy. Usually you just go after the elites. Did I kill the guy?
Spirits aid me.
Well, tough because the keys are not set up very advantageously. Kind of gotta.
Ready yet? You die.
I think I killed him.
Your evil undoes me. I must heal. These creatures won't go down easily.
Weird how I have to. The way I gotta hold my fingers. A little weird.
You die.
Okay, no nemesis braces, I guess.
I strike at your heart.
Okay, well, and that happened.
The spirit aid me.
I'm gonna see him.
I must heal.
All this stuff stuff I want to learn now.
Your day comes.
There's still something I'm doing wrong.
I am hurt. Hope returns to me. Heal me. The spirit aid me.
Something going on. I don't know what it is. Let's restart it. I don't know what let's take a look at my build. Okay, so I do not have the bracers that give me extra defense. This does give me extra armor for each stack. Extra armor. Okay, so I'm taking extra damage from this Essence of Anguish. That could be bad. I'm losing my life for enemies that are not killed. Okay, that could be bad. This could be defensive. I guess I should start using this a little bit more. More damage. I don't think this is really hurting me all that much, though, by not using this. There weren't that many elites. That's gonna make things tough. But this is an awkward place to have this here. Normally I would not have this here. Normally this would be here with my right mouse button. But here it's like I've got to... It's weird. I've got to use an awkward finger movement to click this. But... maybe I could be using this a little bit more too. Because I've got this, so attacks while in the spirit realm dealing extra damage. I guess I've got to try and do that a little more often. Cool. cooldown of 10 seconds. Let's try it.
Will you be quick enough? Will you be clever enough?
Taking extra damage.
It's perfect strike.
I don't know what's going on there.
I need healing. You die.
Conduit, okay. Just how do I take damage? Oh.
It's perfect strike. Perfect strike.
I'm gonna use these awkward.
Healing. Your gate comes. I strike at your heart.
Okay.
My strike is true.
Something I'm doing wrong here. But see, I'd rather be spending this time now doing this.
You are evil and nosy.
Alright, so obviously not gonna be able to do it. Let's try it again. know. Try it again. Just do it just elites. Just the elites.
Remember that a different path will yield different results.
I think you kind of gotta do it this way. You just can't stop to kill everything. It just takes too much time. Where is that elite? Oh! Maybe that's it.
Perfect strike.
You just have to kill him.
Our opponents may be strong, but I will not stand. I strike at your heart. Been healed. Need help. Heal me.
See, I can't. I'm just hitting the wrong button because of my finger. My finger's just not hitting the right button. It's just an awkward place to have it.
More time. Your death comes. I am healed.
I keep hitting the wrong button.
Binds you.
See that mark of destruction. That mark of destruction is killing me. What I do, I am definitely I am hitting the wrong button. Alright, I'm just gonna...
I need to go back.
I'm just gonna leave and start up a new one. This is weird. Because I play the Witch Doctor. Obviously, I wouldn't use this setup, but definitely would not put this here. I know that there are times when I could be hitting this and I'm not. Instead, I'm hitting like the G, the letter G. Instead of the letter F, I'm hitting the letter G. Guess I could be using this more, but I just don't think that's going to help me all that much. Maybe I could be using this more too. Right again. Gotta keep doing this till I get it.
Enemies to avoid. Towering the opponent here.
Okay, so this is... I'm gonna explore around a little bit more. Maybe I'm missing something up here. Nope, I already went up here. All the things I might have included in my Jade Harvester build are not here. You can't change any of it. So there's that elite. Did it again, I hit the wrong button. There's something I'm missing.
Death is no match for determination. You die. My strike is true. Need more time. Death returns to me. You die. I don't like the look of that.
Anything up here I'm missing? Nothing up here. I'd like to think.
I am hurt. You are evil, I
Hit the wrong thing again.
Your dish cooked.
I don't think that helped me. These blockades aren't helping me. That's for sure. Oh, come on.
The truth binds you.
Something up here? Come down here. Oh, obviously I didn't make it.
returning to town.
I'm miffed. I'm miffed. There's something that I'm missing. Something that I'm missing. Let's try it again.
Enemies of the Nephilim surround you. If you're true
Evil undoes you. Needs more time. Need more time. Your evil undoes you.
All right.
Not ready yet. Your evil undoes you. Need more time.
All right. Kill everything.
You die.
Maybe don't even go that way.
I am
Oh.
not ready yet.
I didn't.
My curse upon you. I am healed. A perfect strike.
All right. We'll kill everything. Makes sense.
A perfect strike. The spirits aid me.
Okay. We do not kill the Rift Guardian at this point. That would be a mistake. Alright. Kill everything. There we
I
go.
am returning to down.
kill everything, and that's how you beat the rift. Normally, when you're doing like a rift, you generally just go after just the elites, but for some reason, I guess it must be this mark of death thing, which is going to get me my increased movement speed and impassibility. If I don't kill everything, I lose 2% of my maximum health as damage. Not only that, but I've got this thingy here, which is increasing my cooldown time, but it's also increasing the damage that I take. Okay, so now I know how to do it. Go through, kill everything. Spam this as much as possible, regardless of how it hurts my fingers. I didn't even bother using this. I used this a little bit, just to gain the additional 50% armor. I use this a little bit. This actually I think is going to do a good amount of damage. So I've got to use this. I didn't use this hardly at all unless I needed protection from dying. Alright. Alright. 7:41, got another 20 minutes. I'm going to sign off here and I'm going to come back on in 20 minutes. And get started up. Alright, I will be back.